Morning everyone, welcome back. My name is Gill and today we're going to be doing a morning flow. So if you've just woken up like me, then this is a great thing to do to get your body moving, and we can also watch the sunrise here in Sydney at the same time. So we're going to start in a comfortable seat. That can be sitting back on your heels or cross-legged. I just wouldn't recommend lying down because it's too easy for those peepers to shut when you're lying down. So taking a comfortable seat, grounding into both sitting bones, sitting up nice and tall. You can have your hands on your thighs or your knees and just close down the eyes. And we'll begin to take a few deep breaths just to settle in. Breathing in and out through the nose, breathing deep into the belly, and exhaling fully. We'll do 2 more deep breaths. And when you finish your last exhale, you can flutter open the eyes. We're going to do 3 big shoulder rolls. So shoulders go up to the ears, all the way back and down. 2 more like that. So up, back, down. Last one. And we're going to just stretch out the neck a little bit because it could be quite stiff after a night's sleep. So we'll drop our right ear towards our right shoulder, keeping that left shoulder down. And now turn your chin towards the direction of your armpit. Breathing in deeply to the neck, trying to create space. You can nod your head up and down if that feels good. And then we'll go over to the opposite side, so left ear to left shoulder. Breathing in deeply. And then turn your chin towards the direction of your armpit. Bringing the chin up and down is just going to get into a different area of the neck. So it's taking it nice and slowly, not trying to force anything, just being gentle. Now you can bring your head back to center and taking both hands to either side of you, you're going to lift the left arm up and over. So imagine that you're trying to make as much space as you can between the hips and the ribs. So you're really pulling up and then stretching over, trying not to round the back, so we're keeping our chest open. Making sure those 2 sitting bones are grounding into the mat. Watch that left one, that doesn't lift off. 1 more breath. And then over to the opposite side. So inhale, right arm lifts. So you're going up and then going over, keeping the chest open. And then back to center. We'll do that 1 more time each side. So inhale, left arm reaches up and over, chest is spinning up towards the sky. Seeing, can you create a little bit more space than the last time? And then begin to round your upper back. And you'll feel a really nice stretch across the upper back. And then we'll do the opposite side. So inhale, right arm lifts up and over. Oh, this feels so nice after a night's sleep. And then rounding the upper back. So from here, we're going to come onto all fours. So coming down, you want to have your shoulders over your wrists and your hips over your knees. Taking a quick look down at your hands, making sure you've even spaces between the fingers so the hands are spread wide and your index finger is pointing to the top of the mat. So once you're comfortable in that position, we'll start with a few CatCows to mobilize the spine. So on the inhale, drop the belly, lifting the chin slightly, feeling the stretch down the front of your body. And then on the exhale, we're going to round the back upwards, puffing up the upper back, drawing your chin to your chest. Inhale, drop the belly, drawing the chest through the arms. And then exhale, rounding the back upwards. I'm really pushing my hands down to get as much spreading across my shoulder blades. We'll do one more each side. And then from here, bringing your spine back to neutral, planting your weight into your left hand, reaching your right arm up and over for an open twist. And then bringing that back down, we'll do the opposite side. So planting the right hand, the left hand goes up. Oh my God, this is such a nice sunrise. And bringing it back to center. So we're going to make your way into downward dog, and to make sure that you have a rough distance for your height, sitting back into child's pose, reaching your arms as far forward as they can go. And then this should be a good distance for you from between your hands and your feet. So from here, don't move your hands, just tuck your toes, and then lift your hips up into the sky. So you can keep your knees bent if you've just woken up and you're feeling a bit stiff. And if you are, then bend the knees and then just sticking your hips up higher into the sky. It would allow your back to flatten. Pushing the mat away, my whole palm is pushing down, and then I begin to make my heels heavy. And then one day the goal is for them to touch the mat, but that day may not be today for any of us. So you can start by pedaling out the legs, bending one knee at a time, feeling the backs of the legs open. This is definitely an area that gets really tight for me overnight. So taking it as fast or slow as you'd like, maybe spending a little bit more time on one leg than the other if you need. Then lifting your heels up high, gazing to the top of the mat, we'll walk your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And then rolling all the way up to stand. Having your feet hip width apart, sweep the arms overhead, gaze up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. You can have your hands on your knees or your thighs. Planting both hands into the mat, just stepping your right foot back for now. Planting your weight into your right hand, twisting the left arm up. Bringing that left hand back, we'll step it back to plank. You can drop the knees here as well if you need, and we're going to lower all the way down to the mat. Reaching the hands back so they're on either sides of the ribs, squeezing the elbows together. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, lower. Pushing back to all fours and then back to downward facing dog again. And we'll go straight in to lifting the heels, gazing to the top of the mat, and walking your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And rolling up to stand. Arms sweep overhead, hands meet in prayer. Bring your hands through to heart center and taking one breath. Exhale, release. We'll do that one more time on the opposite side. So arms reach, growing up nice and tall. Split the hands open, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. And now this time, just stepping your left foot back. Planting your weight into your left arm. Twist the right open. Bringing that hand back to center. Stepping back to plank, again, option to drop the knees. And lowering all the way down to the mat. This time I want you to take your hands out wide and your elbows up high into the sky. My toes are untucked and I'm pressing into the tops of my feet so my knees are lifting. And on the inhale, I'm pushing up, so I'm really broadening across the collarbones and opening up the chest. We'll do two more. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Last one. and release. Hands go back to either sides of the ribs, pushing back onto all fours and back to downward facing dog. 2 breaths. On the inhale, the right leg, my right foot is flexed and my leg goes up into the sky. Then I'm going to turn my right hip towards the right. Bend the knee so you're opening out the hip. We have a visitor of a dog. Back to center. This time drawing the knee in towards the chest and stepping forward. Drop the back knee. Both arms reach overhead. And this time you're going to take your right hand and grab your left forearm, pulling up and over to the right, so you're really getting into that left hip. Starting to arch forward like we did in that side bend at the start. Planting both hands on either side of the front foot. Straightening the front leg for Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. Really flexing the front foot to get into the backs of the legs. From here, rebending the front knee and planting your weight into your left hand and just pushing that right knee open, just getting into a different part of the hips. 1 more breath. And coming back to center. You're simply just going to go back into downward dog. We'll do the opposite side. So left leg lifts, opening out the left hip, bending the knee, so I'm really getting into those hips. Bringing your knee towards your chest, stepping forward, dropping the back knee, sweeping both arms overhead, and now this time our left hand will grab our right forearm. We're pulling up and over, starting to arch forward the back to both hands on the mat, and then straightening out that front leg for Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. So I'm really pushing this heel down and imagine I'm going to drag it back to me to get into the backs of the legs. Now rebending that front knee, placing my weight into my right hand and using my left to push out the left knee. Taking 2 breaths just to settle and enjoy the view. Then planting both hands down, we're going to step it back to downward facing dog again. So from here, just coming onto your knees, you can just cross your feet so they're coming onto a seat. And then from here, you can straighten your left leg, cross your right over your left. I'm hugging my right knee with my left arm and I'm twisting. So you're twisting from the middle of your spine, so your thoracics. So you're twisting from the stomach area. With every inhale, trying to gain length, and then with every exhale, twisting that little bit more. Exhale, release, we'll do the opposite side. So right leg is straight, left leg is bent over. I'm taking my right arm and hugging my left knee and twist. What a beautiful sunrise. 1 more breath. And exhale, release. So now coming onto your back, just hugging both knees into your chest, giving yourself a nice big squeeze. Option to take happy baby here if you'd like, so bending the legs, grabbing the outer edges of your foot, and my arms are inside my knees, trying to keep the tailbone on the mat and just drawing the knees in towards the mat. 2 more breaths. Now bringing the feet gently back to the mat so we can set up for Savasana. If you can stay for Savasana, then that is great. We'll just be here for 2 minutes. So legs extend out long, my feet are around mat width apart. My shoulder heads are coming towards the mat. I'm slightly tucking my chin so that I'm keeping the back of the neck long. And with every exhale, softening the muscles around the face, the jaw. Making your body feel as heavy as it can on the mat. For the next few moments, just try to have total rest, let go of any tension, any distractions, any thoughts, and I'll let you know when it's time to come out of your Savasana. Maintaining your stillness, start to bring some gentle movement back into your body and deepening your breath. Maybe that's wiggling your fingers and toes, moving your head from left to right, keeping your eyes closed if that's comfortable. Bringing both arms overhead for a final stretch. Bending both knees and rolling over to one side and just taking a quick pause. And then pushing yourself up to a comfortable seat. Bringing your hands together in prayer at your heart center, Anjali Mudra. Taking a deep breath. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining. I really hope you enjoyed this flow and the beautiful sunrise here today as well. We did have a few visitors. We had a little dog come, just keeping it real because that's what happens when you're practicing outdoors. But I hope you enjoyed nonetheless. Thank you so much and see you next time. Bye.